So that was 2022. It was, without a doubt, top 2 most challenging years of my life. The other one being 2020, which, as we all know, pretty tough year. But this year, at one stage, I had 2 children under the age of 3. And if you have small children, you know, that shit's hard. But enough about my personal life. Doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about music. And specifically the music that I have heard for the first time this year in 2022. So not necessarily songs or artists that have been released for the first time. Why would artists be released? They're not captive. So I'm just gonna be giving awards out based on the songs that I happen to have reacted to during this year. Some of those will be new songs from 2022. Some of them will be older. So we're gonna go through whoever, and this, by the way, is all purely opinion. I have no scoring sheet for this. There'll be no consistency. This will not be in any way correct. This is purely from the top of my dome, the artists that really stood out to me on what I was reacting to this year. And so don't worry if your favorite artists are not included in this. It's just for funsies. It doesn't actually mean anything. No, I don't generally pit artist against another one and rate them that way. It's all good. It's just a bit of fun. Anyway, I will be covering who I think was the best drummer, the best bassist, the best guitarist, the best singer, best album, and best song as well. So first up, we're going to talk about the best drummer this year, in my opinion. Special mention goes out to Aaron from Dirty Loops, who has the most delicious snare rolls I've ever heard ever at any drummer. And he's a phenomenally tight drummer, and I've been absolutely wowed by the things he's done consistently this year from the songs that I've checked out of Dirty Loops and Songs for Lovers that he does with Henrik. Also, Eric Improta is one of the most creative and innovative drummers I've seen in a long time. So I've been really impressed with what I've seen from him in Night Verses and also his solo stuff on Instagram. So shout out to Craig Billow for introducing me to Eric. Really impressive drummer. But I'm going to say the best drummer that I saw for the first time this year was a man by the name of Larnell Lewis. My God, the man is a god. Technically insanely good, but also just feel for days. Has a real knack for, you know, groove, and it feels kind of natural, but at the same time it's technically really fucking hard to do. And the things he was doing with Snarky Puppy were totally mind-blowing. So yeah, Larnell Lewis, easy for me, best drummer of the year. On to best bassist, I'm gonna give a special mention to one of my favorite bassists, which is Misa from Bandmade. Not only a technically very proficient bassist, but the sound, the tone that she gets from her bass and how it cuts through the rest of the music is amazing. I'm such a big fan of Misa when she's playing. Phenomenal bassist. Also, Charles Bertou, the YouTuber, that man is very, 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 very good at bass. And has fun with it. Does some really kind of funny videos as well. And I thoroughly enjoyed, I reacted to there's like a Barbie girl, it was the hardest song in the world thing. And it was totally mind-blowing what he was doing on that bass. So he's obviously got the special mention, but I'm going to put as the best bassist, in my own opinion, for 2022 that I discovered for the first time was Henrik Linder from Dirty Loops. The bassist in that group is ridiculously technically proficient, but also the feel, the choice of when he does kind of, you know, delicious, busy, complex licks, but then also the ability to kind of step back and let everything else shine. And he's so specific about the notes he hits and when he does and the rhythms and things. There's something about the way he plays that just tickles my skeleton, as it were. So for me, the bassist that brought me the most joy this year is Henrik Linder. On to best guitarist. There's a few special mentions here. A couple of them are kind of heavy rock guitarists. One being Tom Williams from Stray from the Path, and also Karen Kattiar from Bloodywood. Both of them technically pretty solid, but the expressions that they've come out with, the kind of riffs they've put together, are phenomenal for me. They've got such groove and feel within them, and doing bits and pieces, like not just playing the chords, but experimenting with using different aspects of the guitar or different kind of techniques to make sounds work, but in a great dynamic way that really lends itself to the kind of song being more interesting. Really, I've been a big fan of the work that both of them have done this year, for sure. Also, special mention to, and almost had the Best Guitarist award for me, this was Kent Nishimura an insanely good acoustic guitarist. I was totally wowed by an arrangement they put together for Man in the Mirror, and yeah, really technically amazing, but also had some feel to it, and I was quite blown away by them. But that was until I saw, just a few days ago for the first time, someone by the name of Marcin, I don't know how to pronounce it, from Poland, it turns out. He did this arrangement of Still Dre, and that was totally mind-blowing. And not just technically very precise in the rest, but super creative in the way he reimagined that song, and had some groovy kind of moments in it, and that was so insanely impressive. I'm absolutely going to go down a rabbit hole at some point soon and check out a few of his videos, because holy God, what a talent. Yeah, Marcin, best guitarist this year? Easy. Best singer. There have been a lot of great singers, obviously. I'm going to have one special mention of a runner-up here, and that is Jonah Nilsson from Dirty Loops. I know, each person in Dirty Loops is featured in my awards. That group is such a powerhouse of talent. Their vocalist is phenomenal, and some of the runs he's done, from super fucking high falsetto stuff all the way down to these insane lows, are really, really impressive. Like, the man, I mean, he's got this huge jaw that allows him to just emanate some powerfully incredible notes and things. And I'm really impressive on a technical level. So yeah, Jonah, special mention for his vocal abilities. They're pretty on point. But there is one singer who, every time they open their mouth and make a note, I get kind of a bit of a chill. And that is Aurora. She has this unearthly characteristic to her voice and manages to control it very specifically. She can do really subdued. Her enunciation is incredible. You understand every single word she sings, but also has a bit of power to it, and how she uses it, and expression, and joy, and like the emotions of the rest. It's all in there, and it's all insanely impressive. So my favorite vocalist, I'd say, of 2022, Aurora. My God, just so incredible. For Best Album of the Year, I'm going to give a special runner-up mention to the album that was actually the most played album on my personal Spotify. It came out much earlier in the year, so it had a bit of an advantage there. But Northlane's Obsidian was an incredible album. It managed to have its own tone and character that was quite cohesive through the whole album, but each song was quite unique in its expression and the way that they put that together. So that's really impressive and hard to do. Every song had its place, and it was kind of unique, but the whole thing made sense as an album, and that got played a lot on my Spotify. So Northlane's album, Obsidian, incredible. But I think, for me, the best overall album of the year, Stray from the Path. Their album, Euthanasia, is just punch in the face after punch in the face after punch in the face. It is a non-stop, insane train ride of crazy impressive, upbeat energy riffs. The drum beats that Craig Reynolds puts together are always a joy. The bass set in the record is exactly where it needed to. And Drew York's emotive, expressive, angry vocals throughout were so captivating, and he would drop many lyrical lines in there that will stay with you forever. He's got such a way of putting in words what's wrong with the world in many places. And it's just such a powerful record, but also just fucking grooves for days. It just locks your head into these kind of aggressive rock songs that I thought was phenomenal. There's not a weak song on it. That was such a fucking good album. So yes, Euthanasia, for me, album of 2022. I only reacted to one EP this year, but I'm going to mention it, even though there's no other contenders for the Best EP mini award here. But Void of Vision's EP this year was absolutely amazing. The one with Into the Dark on it and Alter, incredible. Really fucking good EP. And that leads us on to the final award I'm going to dish out here, which is the Best Song. I'm going to mention 4 runners-up, and then I'll mention which is the best song, in my view, that I've discovered for the first time in 2022 based on my reaction videos. So, the 4 worth mentioning: Needful Things by Straight from the Path is a fucking incredible song. What an opener to an album. That song's amazing. It's got such kind of energy and groove to it. Cypher by North Lane was one of my most played songs this year. That has such a delicious, rolling, heavy groove to it. That's just, I could listen to that on a loop. In fact, I did listen to that on a loop for at least a whole day earlier this year. Cypher is a fucking incredible song. Riptide by Beartooth is an absolute banger of a song. It's fairly simplistic in its melodies, but that's great. Actually, it works really, really well. The chorus is so catchy. There's a beautiful harmony that comes in about halfway through it, which every time I hear that just tingles. It's so amazing. And there's some scream vocals as well towards the end. That's just a fantastic pop metal song. Big fan of that one. Also, Into the Dark by Void of Vision was a phenomenal song from start to finish. I think they had some songwriting help from a guy from Architects to put that together as well, and they benefited from that, I think. It was a really good overall song from start to finish. It's great power to it, some heaviness, some screams, some good vocals, some catchiness. Oh, it's great. Anytime that comes on, I'm just locked in. Such a great song. But the best song of the year for me, which I'd never heard until this year, it's easy. And Spotify, in my Wrapped 2022, had this way at the top as well, because I listened to it a shitload, and it is Follow the Light by Dirty Loops. That is the greatest song I heard this year. It's so, like, on a musicianship level, very technically impressive and all the rest, but it's beautiful and full of joy, and it's funky and it's upbeat, and it never fails to get me ready for the day. If I'm kind of feeling a bit sleepy in the morning, whack that on and I'm moonwalking by the end of it. I just think it's such a beautiful, brilliant, mind-blowing piece of music, and has an incredible bass solo in there that doesn't even sound like a bass guitar, because that's some of the pedal work he was doing there. And it's got three of my favorite musicians from the year. All the members of Dirty Loops there, Henrik, Aaron, and Jonah are all amazing, and that song is just pure joy. And as I said, my Spotify Wrapped for 2022, which shows you in order the most listened to songs of the year, right there at the top is Follow the Light, featuring Corey Wong as well. I played that song so much this year. And you'll see a theme as we kind of scroll down through my other popular songs. We want to see what I normally listen to outside of the channel. North Lane, Void of Vision, Spirit Box, Straight from the Path. North Lane, Void of Vision, Spirit Box, Straight from the Path. North Lane, Void of Vision, Spirit Box. Dirty Loops, again, Void of Vision, Spirit Box, Straight from the Path. North Lane, Void of Vision, Spirit... Oh, Blood Command, they're fucking great. More Spirit Box. Sugar Cult, Memory, that's a really old song, but it's one of my absolute favorite pop punk songs, so that gets a lot of play. Dirty Loops are back in there again. Spirit Box, Blood Command again. These are clearly my favorite artists. I just cannot get enough of. Architects are snuck in there. Electric Callboy, Conquer Divide. That song Fuckboy was also one of the best songs of the year. I fucking love that. But yeah, the further down I go, oh, Future Palace we're getting. Alien Ant Farm. Okay, great. A Day to Remember. More Dirty Loops. Yeah, I basically listen to the same songs, the same artists again and again. That's kind of my wheelhouse. I'm a big fan of that sort of pop rock metalcore world, but also Dirty Loops. Yeah, that was my year, basically. I had a great time as ever. I have such a good time making the videos for this channel. It's taught me to listen to music in a way that I don't usually get time to, but it kind of, this channel forces me to turn off all other distractions, just listen to something for the very first time, and hone in on what every instrument's doing, what the vocals are doing, how the song's being arranged. And it's really brought a whole new set of artists to me and genres that I've not focused on at all in recent years. So it's been a joy, and thank you very much for all of you who have been sending me recommendations or requests in the comments. That is 95% of the videos that I end up reacting to come from your recommendations. So please do keep doing that, because then I can discover new artists like Dirty Loops that are new to me for the first time, and they become like my favorite song of the year, all because of recommendations I got from YouTube. So thank you so much for those. Those have been amazing. It's influencing the music that I listen to in my daily life, which is really, really, really freaking cool. And I'm very excited about 2023. You know, who knows what amazing new songs will come out. Hopefully some more Spirit Box, because I can't get enough of them. That'd be great. Excited to see what the next year will bring and what changes it might bring to the channel. More news on that in the next video, actually. There's a couple things that are going to change going forwards. So if you want to find out about that, stay tuned for the next video. Otherwise, thank you for being here with me for 2022, and hopefully I'll see you in videos in 2023.